Good morning everyone. So in the last tutorial, we have already told you how to import your model from Blender to 3D Code. You have to fill the hole on the surface and make sure your model is an enclosure surface model. Then transform them into voxel inside 3D Code and put them into different layers and using voxel brush to do the detail sculpting. That's the progress in the last time. For this time, I want to keep moving forward about our design. My idea about this skull model is just like this. If you have seen the movie about Terminator, you will know this guy, the T-800. This guy is composed by human skin, human flesh, and also the metal skeletons. So that's the things I want to do. I want to make this model a little bit looks like a cyberpunk man, something like that. So it will compose by disgusting, a little bit creepy human flesh and also has some hard surface cyberpunk sci-fi metal skeleton inside. So that would be my idea. So how can we do that? Very easy. First thing is I want you guys to go to my cloud drive to download a human figure model. That will be the basis for this time. So it will look like this. A female figure models. So as far as you can see, the typology looks pretty good. If you go to the animal, press tab key, go to your animal, it looks pretty good. This one is realistic. But meanwhile, you can see that the eyes has some open hole on that. So do we have to fix that? Actually, no. For this time, we will try to using another different way to import the model to 3D Code. So just select this one. Go to File, Export, and choose OBJ. And please make sure you have choose Selection Only, and choosing Female OBJ. Okay. So once you finish this operation, then we are ready to import your model to 3D Code. Let's go to 3D Code. So right here, let's go to File, just like what we did before. Let's choose an Import and choose Import Mesh for voxelizations. Choosing your female models. Right now, obviously, this model is too small and the color is in blue. I don't know whether you have found out that or not. It means it has some open face. Okay? But how can we fix that? Very easy. We can just simply using import W thickness so that we can make the skin have some thickness on that. So the inner part means the inner surface. The outer part means the outer surface. So the totality of these two numbers will be the totality thickness of your surface. Let's create a new layer and call this one skin. And once you confirm, okay, this resolution looks fine, then just choosing apply. Okay, so you have successfully imported the model into 3D Code, and also it is in the voxel type. Let's turn off the rest part and just randomly choosing one of the other command on the left side, press shift, and then you can jump out of the importing mode. So this one looks pretty nice. So if we cut off the rest part, I don't need the rest part of the body right now. So let's go to the front view. I want you guys using cut off tool to cut off the rest of the body. Press your space bar and go to the cut off tools. Choosing the frame selection and start to cut. Okay. Take a look. So if you rotate, you will find out, alright, so it do have some thickness on the surface. So that's the things I want to have. So now turn on your skull model and turn on the decoration, and we can start to adjust the position and also the size of your skin models. Let's go to the front view and choosing this model. Press your space bar, go to File Transform. Move this one down and start to adjust the positions. Make sure the eyes and the mouth is on the right positions. If it's not, then you can just simply change the proportion, scale up the size of your human skin. Okay, so just like this. Then let's cut off the reservoir. Don't forget to turn on the material, otherwise you cannot cut off them. Alright, probably some part it still has some intersection, but for now I think it's fairly okay. So I will stop right here. So for the rest of the part, I will leave that for yourself. So please try to refine the position and try to adjust the proportion and make sure the skin can fit with the skeleton models. So once we finish that, we are about to go to the next step. So this is the finished one. So I think the proportion and also the size is pretty much done. So next part, I want to cut off this skin. So first things, I have to turn off the symmetry. And then let's go to cut off tool, and I want to use the polygon selection, or let's call this one vertex lasso. So it doesn't have to be very straight. The cut off section can be very random and also looks like probably some kind of scars. Looks like this. Okay, pretty cool. And next things, in order to make sure we will not touch the rest part of the body, so I will make these two layers be frozen. So just turn off the material, it will be fine. So how can we make the boulder looks like the probably more organic things? Well, we can use an airbrush. Let's place your spacebar and call out the airbrush. For airbrush, we can use that for extrude, and also we can use that for dissolve the masses. So hold on your Ctrl key, and we can make this one looks like okay, probably a little bit dissolving effect. So that's it. Okay, just like this. And for sure, we can also try to using some different type of the brush. Let's go to here, and you can try to using probably something like this kind of dot to do the brush effect, but probably it's not that powerful at all. So I should using the same one. Let's quickly finish this part, and then we can start to using the alpha. For this part, I'd like to show the whole machine. So let's cut off this part. Just using airbrush to wipe out all the whole skin here. And so also right here, you can do the same thing. Probably somehow wipe out a certain area. Okay, so that's it. Let's turn on the skull model. So it will look like this, fairly okay. Probably the position is still not perfect, but well, I would say that so far that's the best that we can do because yeah, the skull actually is a little bit too short compared to our skin. But if you want, you can just choose in these two layers, hold on your shift key, select these two layers, and go to Fine Transform. Enlarge this one. Okay, so probably it will look better. Alright, so next thing, let's lock these two. So we can use an airbrush to make the skin looks a little bit corrupted or dissolving, but it doesn't look perfect. So actually we can also try to use in the alpha to help us. Let's take a look. So where to find the alpha map? Actually, it's very similar to the mask inside Photoshop. Okay, so you can do the customized setting by using that. It's a very powerful tool that we can use inside 3D. Let's take a look. So the alpha map, or let's call that one mask, actually is located here. The checker map right here. So you can see that once you move your mouse to this part, well, you can see there are many different type of black and white alpha mask. So for example, let's choose in this one. So it will show you a gray and white transparent map right here. And you can use in this panel, this control panel, the stencil control panel, to change the position of this map. Also, you can use in this icon to control the pattern size of these patterns. And the last one is that you can use in this one to control the proportions. So how can we use that? Very simple. For this one, it's just like an alpha map. So if you're using airbrush, just press spacebar and call out your airbrush. So you will see that. Let's turn off the symmetry, okay? And let's choose in the skin. So if you're using the airbrush to do that, you can see that the white part will be extruded and the black part will stay in the same positions. And if you hold on your control key, well, it will be different. So the black part will stay and the white part will be wiped out. So we can use in this way to create some organic patterns on your geometries. So pretty cool. Once you finish, then you can turn off that. So right now, the surface skin become a little bit disgusting. Let's turn on everything. And I think we can somehow transform the color of the surface skin. Maybe this one. Okay, it looks okay. Alright, so I think it's a little bit too much. So we can somehow probably using fill to make the border smooth, a little bit smoother. Oh, by the way, probably you may wonder why we have this one. This is the position, the inner part of your mouse, and also this is the place for putting the teeth. Usually we will do that inside animated models, but right now we don't need that, so you can just using cut off tool or using another white eraser to wipe out this part. In order to speed up, I will using symmetry to cut off this part. Let's turn off that, otherwise it will block my regions. Alright, so for the rest part, I will speed up my process. Basically, it's more about the detail sculpting. Still, you can turn on the skull as a reference, and I would say the point will be like this. So first thing, think about how to deal with the detail between the gap of the skin and the metal model. Probably you can try to using airbrush and also twitch a little bit about the surface skin. And meanwhile, all the holes on the surface skin is supposed to have some detail, probably on the boulder to create some kind of scratch or some kind of scar on the boulder, so it will look more realistic. So let's get started. I will speed up my process. So for this part, there's no introduction, but you can take a look about what's the things I did. Okay, so this is pretty much done. Next things I want to do is to using the tool like this. Let's take a look. There are some tools that we can use in probably mouse to transform or morph the entire model. So I want to use in this one, the move tool. That one is pretty useful. It's just like a grab tool inside Blender. So let's go to the side view. Let's go to the right view. I want to make this part probably looks a little bit distorted. We can just simply using the move tool to do that. Also, we can try to using the move tool to change the overall proportion of the head models so that it can make the skin and the skeleton get closer. Okay, I think this is pretty much done. So let's go to the airbrush. I want to strengthen some detail. Also, I want to smooth the border and also the surface of the skin, because if you just directly import the model, it will keep this kind of tessellations on your surface skin. So that's using fill, hold on your control key, and you can wipe out this kind of textures. Okay, so let's turn on. Alright, so I think it's pretty much done. Looks pretty cool. So if you want, you can go to, first thing, let's go back to perspective view. And we can also go to render view to take a look about the shadow mode. The shadow mode will look more realistic because that one will have a real texture, real shadow on that. Probably the texture doesn't look good. Let's try another one. How about this one? A darker one will be better. Let's take a look. Okay, looks fine. Alright, so I think that's it. So for the next part, the things we can try to do is start to deal with the detail between the surface skin and the skull. I want to add something probably more like metal gears or probably some face mask. And also we don't have the eyeball. I want to put the eyeball inside. So that will be the next part for this tutorial. For the next part, I want to increase the detail of the machine part. So create some probably like the metal gears or maybe a earphone, a headphone-like equipment on the side. That will be the things I want to do. So let's try to do that. First things that you can keep using the decoration, but I would say we can separate a layer first, and then if you don't need them anymore, just merge them together. Let's create a new layer. So let's click, and let's call this one earphone. So let's go to the side view or front view. Let's go to the side view. The things I want to use, just like what we did before, let's use in Gribble. Let's go to here and let's find an appropriate one. So it will show up, I don't know where it is, but probably somewhere far, far away. Okay, right here. So let's bring these guys back to the center. And also make sure it was located in the center mask. Alright, so it's not. Okay, so now we have. And turn on the symmetry because it's gonna be a symmetry one. Enlarge this one. And we don't need the thickness, so please turn off that. It's supposed to be a solid one. Rotate this one to the right positions. Let's go back to center mask. Rotate these guys. Hold on your control key and you can rotate this one in 45 degree or 90 degree. Let's enlarge. Make sure this one can cover the entire ears. Okay, probably something like this. Okay, so now we have it. Once you finish, then just choosing apply. And let's choose another material for that. Probably like the bronzo. Okay, so that's it. Next thing, let's just keep moving forward. We still can keep using the tools we have right here. Or you can go to using geometry. For some part, I think you can use in geometry. I will use this one. Let's go to find probably this. This one looks cool. Enlarge the size. Hold on your control key to rotate. Okay, something like this. Once you finish, apply. Okay, so now we have it. Let's just keep using this routine process and to add on some more detail. Okay, reset axis to put the object back to the original rotations. Let's go to the side view, make sure it was located on the right position, exactly in the center of your geometries. Probably right here. Apply. Probably it's too wide, too long, so let's put them inside. Okay, so that's it. No, not that good. Okay, so now we have it. So this one is pretty much done, but we still can add on some more detail, just like what we did before. Let's use in extrude, and also you can use in the line selection mode to create some patterns on your hard surface geometry. So let's just using the airbrush and using the vertex line to do the selections. Okay, so now you have it. And if you want, you can also go to the top view to add on some more detail. Just using extrude. Okay, so now we have it. So if you want, you still can keep adjusting the shape and also the detail on this earphone. But I will stop right here. The next thing I'd like to do is about the eyeballs. So let's create another new layer, and let's call this one eye. Again, we can just simply using the basic geometry to do that. Let's use in sphere. Since right now we are going to use the eyeball, so we have to use in sphere to do that. First things, let's go just like what we did before. Let's change the pivot to the center mat. Let's choose this button and move the pivot to the center of the sphere. Second thing, reset the axis, so make sure it was on the right direction. Finally, reset the space, so it will help you to bring the object back to the original space. Choosing auto scale. Okay, so basically right now the scale and also the rotation and the size has been reset. Let's move the eyeball to the right position. It's supposed to locate it here. Probably something like this. Let's scale down a little bit. Let's go to the side view. Okay, pretty much done. So once you finish, let's choose in apply. Let's change a material for that, maybe a shiny metal. just like this. So next part, very simple. I want to use in some Gribble to add on detail of the eye. So we can keep using this one. Let's go to the Assets and go to Find Gribble. And the things I want to use, probably this one. Let's rotate this Gribble to 90 degrees. Okay, just like this. Move this one out, scale down. Go to the front view, make sure the position is right. The first thing I want to do is not add, is subtract. So let's choosing subtract, choosing apply. So basically the eyeball will be cut off. And we can do the input one more time. Let's choosing transform. Let's using Gribble. And I want to scale down the size. Move this one out and choosing apply. So that's it. Sorry, not apply. Let's do that again. We don't need to use in subtract anymore. Let's just choosing add, apply. Okay, so now we have it. Let's go to the regular mode, probably choosing other brush and take a look about the result. Alright, so it looks fine, but the eye doesn't look very clear, so let's change the color, probably to something like this one. Don't show that again. Alright, so pretty cool. So I think it's pretty much done. Let's go to the random mode to check that. Okay, so it will look like this. The eye shape doesn't perfectly fit with your eyeball. It is okay. We still can use the move tool to change that. So let's turn off and lock the rest part of your model. Just leave the skin. And we can use the move tool. Press your spacebar, go to find move tool right here. Don't forget to turn on your symmetries. Choosing the skin, move them out. Okay, so let's take a look. Random mode. Okay, so I think right now it looks pretty good. So the rest part is about to deal with the skin on the border of the eyes. For now, we don't need the symmetry anymore. Let's use an airbrush. Go turn your brush back to the default setting and start to pan. Let's wipe out the skin inside the eye. Okay, so that's it. Let's turn on everything and take a look at the result. Okay, I think it's pretty nice. So for the rest part, we can just keep refining the detail of the skin and also keep refining the detail of the earphone. So let's try to refine the relationship between the different elements. So first things, the things I want to do is that because you can see that this earphone, the earphone has intersections between the skull model and the skin models. So I want to cut off them. I want to use a Boolean operation to cut off the skull model and the skin model, and so that we can do some detailed design between them. So first thing, we can copy this one. Just choosing this layer and select the duplicate. Inside 3D Code, all the things will be managed by sculpt tree layers. So you can use this one to copy object, delete object, and also show the visibility of the object. So let's choose in the copy one, and I want to cut off the skull. So let's just right click, and you can choose subtract from, just choosing skull. So once you do this operation, if you turn off the earphone, you can see that, okay, it actually has been cut off. Alright? And for the other side about the skin part, I want to do the same thing because the earphone also goes through the skin. Let's choose this one, click duplicate one more time, and right click on the duplicated one and go to subtract from and choosing skin. So now you can see that the skin has been cut off. Alright? So once we have this one, we can start to do some detailed sculpting on the border. First thing is let's turn off the visibility of the skin and also turn off the visibility of the earphone. For the border right here, we can just do the same things like this side. So let's go to spacebar, turn on your quick access. Let's choose in fill. I want to smooth the border. Don't forget to select the right layer, otherwise it won't work. Okay, let's get started. And remember to turn on the symmetries. Let's use airbrush to create some patterns. Okay, pretty cool. So next part about the skin. Let's lock the rest apart, just leave the skin. And still we can turn on the symmetry. Although on the other side we don't have any face left, but still we can turn on the symmetry. Just make sure everything can be reflected to the other side. Okay, so now we have it. Let's turn on everything and check the final result. Okay, I think that's it. Pretty cool one. So for the rest of the part, we will keep moving forward in the last time. Please try to using the command we have learned today, like the stencils, or probably the new brush tool that we have learned today, and trying to refine the detail of the sculpting. And remember, the key point is always about the intersection and the gap between different objects. Try to deal with this kind of gap and refine and enrich the detail a lot so that your model will look better. So that's all for today. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to practice and refine your work. So see you next time.